Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox. That's Ben Olson. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. How come it says co-founders in our introduction to Thinking LSAT, but it says founders on our introduction to LSAT Demon Daily? Is there a difference, Ben, between co-founders and founders?
Not that I know of.
Anyway, what's Ashton have to say?
I took your advice, and during time sections, I focus on accuracy versus the clock. For my first logical reasoning attempted after switching to your platform, I scored a 12 out of 26 with a 100% accuracy score for the questions I attempted. I would love to get through the test, but I'm going as fast as I can with getting the questions right. Please help. How do I get faster? Your input on this would be appreciated. I have thick skin, so feel free to give it to me straight.
Ashton, I really appreciate that you're following our advice. I would just encourage you to continue following our advice. Focus on accuracy and basically ignore the clock. You've learned that you can get paid for the work you're doing. And I understand that you would like to do more than 9 or 10 questions because that's probably what you're doing. If you're getting 12 out of 26, I mean, are you counting your guesses? Because your guesses count. So, if you only did 9 questions in the section and then you guessed on the remaining 14 questions, on average, you'd get about 3 of those right and you'd be at 12 out of 26 for the section. But if you're getting 12 out of 12, then your actual score means that, there's 13 guesses there. And so there's 2 or 3 that you're going to get right for free. And your actual score is more like 14 or 15 points in the section, which starts to look a lot more attractive.
But even then, right, that's not the end goal. So the end goal is to have a higher score. But how do you get that higher score? By continuing to do 100% accuracy on the questions you attempt. If you're doing 12 out of 12, then I wouldn't be shocked at all to see you do 13 out of 13 in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
And then after that, you'll just naturally do 14 out of 14. And It just takes time.
The way we get faster, there's only one place where we really get to go faster, and that's in the answer choices. 4 out of 5 answers are wrong. We don't spend too much time engaging with wrong answers. The way we do that, I love this new idea, Ben. I got this from Robert, LSAT Demon teacher Robert. He's like a star, new teacher, by the way. He's getting so many good teaching reviews. Mm-hmm. He's been on this podcast before with his 40-point improvement.
Yeah.
So Robert's amazing. He said the other day that when he goes into the answer choices, he's on a quest, not an exploration. Mm-hmm. And I've found myself repeating that in so many of my classes because that's how you get to go fast. You've read the record, you've read the question that you're being asked, you understand the record, you understand the question you're being asked, and you've thought about it. And because you've thought about it, you have thoughts. And when you have thoughts, that's, you have an idea what you're looking for when you start reading the answer choices. And then you're flipping the game entirely. Instead of reading A, hoping that it's right, hoping that it explains to you what you didn't already understand. Instead, I know what I'm looking for. This is not an exploratory mission where I'm going to analyze all 5 answers deeply and then choose the best one. That ain't it. I've got an idea what type of thing is going to correctly answer this question. I know that A is wrong 80% of the time, so I give it very little respect, at least on a first read through. This is the only time that we get to go a little bit fast, is that you just don't have to read every single word of every single answer choice. You know A's wrong most of the time. You start reading it, expecting it to be wrong. When it starts going wonky after just a few words, you go, yeah, I don't think that's it. Let me start reading B. And then you do that same thing with B, and the same thing with C, same thing with D, same thing with E. And there's going to be one answer that is what you're looking for. Yeah. That's where you get to go fast. You still do look at all 5 answers, but just briefly. So if you turns out that, hey, I actually can't eliminate A. A looks perfect to me. A looks like exactly what I was looking for. Okay, great. Then read B with disrespect. Read C with disrespect. And D and E. Just look at them enough to know, that's not doing it. That's not what we want. This answer, though, the one I'm picking, I'm going to read that carefully enough to know that I'm getting paid for the work I'm doing. Yep, that does correctly answer this question. None of these four other answers do. Next question. And the place where we pick the time back up is just on confidently dismissing wrong answers. So if you stay committed, Ashton, to accuracy, you'll accidentally go faster. Does it work the other way around?
It does not. You can't go faster and then get better at questions.
Right.
You actually get
First we do
worse.
it first we do it right.
Yeah.
Then we can do it faster. But not really by trying to go faster. We just go faster naturally because it's so easy when we do it that way. The facts make sense because I've made sense of them. The question makes sense because I've read it carefully enough to know what they're asking me to do. I think about it for a second, so I've got some idea what probably I'm looking for when I go into the answers. Then I don't expect A to make sense. I expect it to be wrong. And most of the time, I'm dismissing A confidently. Same with B, same with C, same with D, same with E. Only one answer stands out as like, oh yeah, that's the one. And then it turns out to take you far less time to do the question overall because you took your time with the work up front of understanding the record and understanding the question that they're asking you.
Totally.
Thank you, Ashton. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.